interpretations of dreams for personal growth. And this is my very favorite topic actually, because a lot of people think they have to look at the dreams and they have to find the symbols. And then they have to look at the symbols separately. It's like going into a house, somebody's house, and then looking at each individual piece that's kept there, like the couch, the table, the side posts, the carpet, and interpret it separately. And then kind of collectively put the meaning to it. So I'm going to do it slightly differently. And the method that I'm using today is called the Gestalt method of interpretation of dreams.
Oh.
Yes. Namaste, Geeta ji. कैसे हैं?
नमस्ते, मजे में, अच्छे, आप कैसे हो?
बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक. Namaste, Mona. So I want everybody to get here. Interpretation of dreams for personal growth. Does the dream actually bring about personal growth? Yes, it does. It's an unconscious signals and an unconscious story unfolding in the deepest place, that is your sleep, where you are, your mind is processing information of probably whatever has happened throughout the day or throughout your life. There are many great inventions that have happened during the dream stage. In fact, people who've taken their dreams very, very seriously have been able to solve many, many problems, including algebra problems, geometry problems, including their life problems. There are great inventions like the machine, the sewing machine does not have the hole in the needle on the top. It has on the, it's turned around. Now, interestingly, this was a dream and it was put across, and the person who created sewing machines realized that the needle had to be put upside down. So it can be small things that you're sitting down with and your dream suddenly makes things appear to you in a different way. So I'm just going to stop sharing over here in next 2 minutes. So I want you to start thinking of the dreams that you're having. Dreams could be recurrent dreams. That means they're happening again and again and again and again. You can't make sense of it. एक ही dream बार बार हो रहा है. So I will be speaking in English as well as translating it into Hindi so that everybody gets it. So the objective of today's workshop is that why is sleep important, and more than anything else, more than going into individual symbols and saying, oh, sleep means this, eye looking naked means this, a snake means this, which is very common. You can go on the Google and actually download books and books which are talked about interpretation of dreams. We are not going that way. We are going into the Gestalt way of doing things. Gestalt way of doing things is where you are understanding what does that symbol mean to you. Like a red color could mean 10 different things to 10 different people. ये लाल रंग तुम्हारे लिए उसका क्या मतलब है? What does this red color mean for you? And then how interesting could it be if there was someone sitting in front of you who could make sense of it, because they are objective, they are not connected with their life, your life, they are not biased. Now, there is something called observer's effect. Please write this term down, observer's effect. This is a term taken from quantum physics. Observer's effect. After we complete today's session, there are two things that you're going to do. You're going to write down Gestalt way of understanding dreams to get more understanding. There are YouTubes on this. And you are also going to look at how Gestalt way is different from Freud's way and other people's way. You're also going to look at what is observer's effect. So very simply, observer's effect says, if we have a problem and we are talking to ourselves, we still can't see the meaning in it. So we often need a friend we can talk to, someone that we can connect with. And a friend then, or an observer, someone who's observing, is connect with. So that again, a friend then, or an observer. So the person who is looking at the whole thing, he seems to change or alter something wherein the protons and the ions change differently. Now that's very complex. We won't go there. It's quantum physics. So I would really encourage you to go and have a look at it later. We will also be working with people rather than just talking, because what's the point of me giving you all this and I can't sort out anything for you? So I want you to put down in the chat box, what does dream mean to you? What have you understood so far? Why do you dream? Do you think dreams are important? If yes, please write down. If no, please write down. So let's go further. So I was having a little chat with Paula, and let's take up her case and let's start working. So namaste Rashmi, Parul, Jyotsna, Mona. Okay. So can I invite you, Paula? Okay. So could you please unmute yourself?
Yes.
Thank you.
I always understood dreams to be called the unresolved issues of the dreamer. So in this case, which is not usually the case, I didn't realize it for many years, but I think I actually had the experience. So it was redreaming or still processing an actual experience, but I didn't remember that for many years. And I had this dream periodically over and over again.
Okay, so let's work with this. And I'm going to read out what Paula is written in the chat box. So she's talking about New York. She's arriving to be picked up, but cannot contact and reach my ride, cannot get connected. Phone breaks down, or the operator says they can't reach, or the phone is disconnected. So many probabilities. Or the person answers but doesn't speak in English. I am upset. That is, Paula is upset. She needs to be picked up. In the phone booth, she's stuck in a city where she doesn't know what to do, and so she's upset. So let's break it down. Okay, are you all with me? And with I breaking her dream down, thank you. With I breaking her dream down, you'll get a sequence of how we do it. I will be working for others too. So let's begin with hers. Paula, what does New York mean to you? When was the last time you actually went to New York?
Well, it was in the 70s, but I guess it was the first time I kind of went out, so to speak, on my own, trying to hook up, with people that I knew. And so in this one particular case, he told me to come to New York. And on this day I arrived, he was nowhere around in real life.
Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you so much. Can you see, this is an experience that she actually had in 1970, where she actually did go to New York to connect with someone special, and this person did not connect with her. That's the first interpretation of New York. Isn't that what the dream is about? The person is not connecting to her the way she wants to be connected to. And she made an effort to go, and she's made the effort to be there. But on the other side, there is nobody responding to her. And that did happen to her in 1970. Yes, Paula?
Yes.
Thank you. So that's something unresolved. How does it feel to you when you actually make an effort, like you did in 1970, and you actually make an effort to connect to people or connect to this specific person, and he did not connect back to you? How did that feel? What does that mean for you?
Well, that's been it turned out to be a theme that I've made into a story, the way I hold my social experiences that it's incredibly hard to connect to people. And so I've made it a big part of my life, trying to connect, but feeling like I never really connect in reality. And that's my real life. So the dream just kind of reaffirmed or restated the frustration, which was huge.
Yes. Okay, I want you to close your eyes now, Paula. And this theme is I am connecting with people, people are not connecting back with me. You're just going to go slowly back in time. Very good. Before 1970, and see who in your real life you wanted to connect to even before 1970. Could be a person at home, and he or she did not connect to you in the way that you wanted to be connected with. Just go slowly back. Looking back at your life, you're doing extremely well. Yes, what's coming up?
No, I did have, I think I had a experience with a cousin. Um, we were childhood, let's say playmates. We were cousins, close in age. And so, uh, and then she kind of became not only distant, we went to the same high school, but I think I would call her unfriendly, certainly unloving, and not like a relative that cares about or wants to know or be with a relative. So
How old were you
uh,
then, Paula? How old were you?
that was high school, so that was the 60s.
Okay. And how old would you be over there? So about 12,
I
13,
was 18, 16, 17.
16, 17. Okay, great. You're doing extremely well. Just go back further.
Yeah, I'm sure
Before
there was something
16,
before that.
you're doing extremely well. Just stay with that. You're okay with going back, right?
Well, it's no fun, but okay.
Yeah, I know that. But we got to really scratch this. Let's do it today.
Okay.
Okay, good job. So just go slowly back and breathe. And keep breathing. And with your breath, just going back, who between your relatives further or a friend of yours, maybe you were not feeling connected even before this. Or the theme is that you didn't feel cared for.
Well, there was a girl in high school that at one point we were best friends, and then all of a sudden we weren't friends and we're like the opposite. I mean, we weren't enemies, but since we had been friends and we're no longer friends, that was a disconnect. So that's always hard when you felt connected and then somebody yanks the plug.
Yes. Okay, just stop that scene, freeze it up. Very good. Ask that little girl who suddenly feels the disconnect, and that little girl is you. Look at that little girl. Be very kind to her. She's very little.
Well,
And
I
she's
was kind of like 13 or something like that.
okay, she's 13. Remember to talk to her in her language. She does not like alien languages. Remember to connect to her with love and care. And remember to be consistent with her. Holding all these three things, walk into the scene like you are today.
Ah.
Walk into the scene like you are today and connect with that 13-year-old. Hold that 13-year-old, and you're going to be her best friend right now. You're going to be her counselor. You just need to hear her out. You don't need to tell anyone what you're hearing. You just need to hear her out. And you need to tell her that you will be there for her always. Every other human being has a choice of being connected to you or not, but you are making it a choice to prioritize her. Prioritize that 13-year-old. Can you do that?
Yes.
What can you do to make her feel cared for? What does she want to It could be a
You want
small
me
thing.
to tell you what I would say to her?
Yes.
You can't always expect people to feel the same way that you do,
Uh-huh.
and you can never know
Mm-hmm.
how long somebody's going to feel the way they do. At any point, it can change,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know her reasons for what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to feel like it is someone either trying to hurt you
Mm-hmm.
or that thinks badly of you is
Mm-hmm.
not fair to yourself, because you just don't know where they're coming from.
Wonderful. How's she feeling? How's the 13-year-old feeling?
So it's a softer feeling where I'm not grinding in myself that like there's something wrong with me because of how I feel.
Absolutely. Does she need to be held? Does she need to be hugged?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Just give her a big, warm. That's it. Just hold her. Can you reassure her that you will be her best friend always? Haven't you been? Yeah, that's it.
Yes. There was a saying I heard many years ago. It's that I love you, I bless you, and I'll always be with you.
That's it. Can you tell her that, please?
Yes. I love you, I bless you, and I'll always be with you.
Wow. How's she feeling?
Like she's connected to someone.
Wonderful. Connect with her heart. Breathe
She has
into
a
her
beautiful
heart.
heart. She has a very beautiful heart.
Yes. Connect with her heart.
Trusting.
Yes. And
And
create a
believe.
future from here, Paula.
Really?
Create a future from here with that warmth, with that love that you've just given her.
That would be nice.
Yes. So
How about that? Will be nice.
Yes. I know that others have never known how to connect with you, but you know exactly how to connect with you, and your subconscious level knows exactly how to connect with you. How about you connecting to yourself the way you really want to be connected?
Well, that's the order of the day, to do that and to realize that that's the only thing worth doing, because that's the only authentic connection I can really know I'm creating.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Paula. I hope I was able to be of some help to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Did everybody understand what I was doing? क्या सबको समझ में आया मैं क्या कर रही थी? So Mona, Rashmi, Parul, Beena, Sunita, Surekha. There is absolute quietness. What's happening, guys? Did you get it?
I have just joined. So I don't know.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Geeta ji.
Yeah, बोलिए.
कोई ड्रीम ऐसा है जो बार बार होता है? Is there any dream that happens again and again?
For me, it's not like that. But so what happens? The things is to be not materialized is coming into the dream, and sometimes what I want that coming in the dream.
Okay, so
For
pick up.
example, traveling, because since long traveling I have not done. So I feel that I went to some nice scenic view place, and that way, and sometimes that way I'm getting.
Thank you. So what is the dream doing in Geeta's space? She is actually dreaming that she's fulfilling her dream. She's actually thinking of something like travel, and she's actually traveling in her dream. Okay, so I will ask Geeta from here. Geeta ji, क्या एक specific dream है आपके पास? Do you have a specific dream?
For traveling?
हाँ जी.
Yeah, because I got visa since long back, and due to working and now pandemic since 5 years, I'm not able to go.
Yes.
So My dream is to, before expiry, I want to go.
Of course, you will go. Let's break this down for you. Is everybody with me? Let's break it down for her. Yeah, Geeta ji, you're with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. जब आप पहले भी नहीं जा रहे थे, ड्रीम ट्रैवल कर रहे थे, तो आपने कहा कि मैं काम कर रही थी, तो और उसके बाद पेंडेमिक हुआ, तो 5 साल से मैं ट्रैवल नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. You said that you couldn't travel for last 5 years because before that there was work and after that there was pandemic. So actually pandemic began about 2 years back, but 3 years before that there was no pandemic, but there was work.
Yes.
Thank you. So I just want to make an observation there. So what does these 5 years mean for you, first of all? ये 5 साल आपके लिए इसका क्या significance है?
नहीं समझी नहीं क्या 5 साल.
ये जो 5 साल आप travel नहीं किया है आपने, these 5 years that you haven't traveled, what is the significance of these 5 years for you? इससे पहले आप travel करते थे?
हाँ, एक्चुअली मैं बाकी यूके, केन्या, थाईलैंड वैसे सब ट्रैवल किया है, बट आई गॉट वीजा ऑफ यूएस 5 years बैक. तो
US travel की बात कर रहे हो आप?
हाँ,
You're talking about US visa.
yeah, international I am talking. Then I have taken visa, and due to my working and responsibility, I will not able to leave, take more than 15 days. So I thought that once I will get retired, then I will do my planning.
Thank
And
you.
I had in October 2019.
Did you
And
pick up the word responsibility?
हाँ,
Okay.
So-
Geeta ji, stop.
Yeah.
Responsibility का आपके लिए क्या मतलब है? What does responsibility mean for you?
the work commitment with the work.
That is first.
Yeah, commitment with the work and the sincerity with the organization.
That is first, right?
Yeah.
That's your value system.
So I kept my thinking and wishes aside.
Thank you. So close your eyes now. Go back in your childhood. Slowly. And see किसे तुमने ऐसे sacrifice करते देखा था? Who did you see sacrificing in your childhood like this? Who kept the commitment going to the family more important than enjoying herself or himself?
My parents.
Thank you. Talk about them.
So presently my father is not there, but he always be with the people who require the help and the family responsibility first.
And what did that give him? Because of that quality of him, how did people look at him?
It's a very what word I said, that people's are he got so much blessings because the day when he left within the 24 hours without any pain and not any this. Morning he get up and night all of a sudden he went.
I know of a lot of people who don't have same principles and yet they leave the planet Earth like this. I just want you to observe this.
Yeah. And he
I also Geeta, just 1 minute. Observe that मैंने अपने पापा को ये करते देखा था. I'd seen my papa do this. And
Yeah.
I thought because he did not prioritize himself, he prioritized everybody else, he got blessings. Can you prioritize yourself once?
Yes.
Go and live your dream?
Yes.
You either can get blessings of people and leave the planet Earth like this, or you can travel USA and also leave the planet Earth like this. What would you like to choose?
I choose first prioritize my responsibility, then I will plan my visit.
Okay, then that's a choice you've made.
Yeah.
How about having some responsibility towards self?
Because my responsibility is with me, but my mother age is she's old age, and she
Your voice is suddenly gone, Geeta ji. आपकी आवाज चली गई है.
my mother is old age and she requires my moral supports.
Thank you. So for last 5 years, she has not been able to leave because her mom is very dear to her. And that's a choice she has made. Can we understand your dream now?
Yes.
You made a choice. Shabash. So you made a choice that if she has to be okay, I have to look after her. Okay. Look at this choice and say to your mom right now, and say, first, let's go back in time. Let's look at dad. As if we are talking to dad. ऐसे कीजिए जैसे कि आप पापा से बात कर रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं, Dad, I love the way you committed yourself to people, to us. I am your daughter. I'm doing the same. And I'm going to have a long life to even travel after I complete my responsibilities. But that's a choice I'm making. And tell your mom, Mom, do you want your mom to think she's your responsibility or she's your love? गीता जी, मम्मी आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, आपके म्यूटेड है, आप म्यूट हो गए हो.
नहीं, that work is going at my place, no, so to avoid disturbance, I kept this.
कोई बात नहीं. आपकी मम्मी आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आपका प्यार है?
Both, प्यार plus responsibility.
1 minute. आपकी मम्मी आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आपका प्यार है?
First is प्यार and second
stop right there. आपकी मम्मी आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि आपका प्यार है?
प्यार.
शाबाश. Can we just do that? My mother is my love. And I will get everything I want because I love her. And she will always be taken care of. हमें लगता है कि सिर्फ हम ही हैं जो उसे संभाल रहे हैं. We think we are the only one who's taking care of our moms. The reality is, there's a universe standing right across your mom, taking care of your mom. हम बहुत छोटे हैं. हम सिर्फ प्यार कर सकते हैं. बस वही चाहिए उनको. आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं चाहिए. आप अगर प्यार कर गए और शिद्दत से प्यार कर गए तो जहान मिल जाएगा. If you love and love in such a way that you are ready to just look at love, everything will be available for you. But if you look at love as responsibility, then you're stuck. बहुत heavy word है responsibility. प्यार बहुत हल्का फुल्का है. आपकी मम्मी कभी स्टक नहीं हुई थी. आप अपने आप को क्यों स्टक कर रहे हैं? आपके पापा ने जो किया वो प्यार की वजह से किया. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आज के बाद हम उसे एक साइड पे पार्क कर देंगे. कैसा लगा गीता जी?
बहुत हल्का फील हुआ. और जो मैं कंफ्यूज स्टेट में थी, that is my block is clear.
थैंक यू. हमने सिर्फ प्यार करना है.
मैं समझ नहीं पा रही थी, आपने सिंप्लीफाई किया. थैंक यू सो मच.
शुक्रिया. थैंक यू सो मच. आई होप दिस वाज ऑफ एन इनसाइट टू. गीता जी, क्या समझे, क्या चेंज हुआ आपकी लाइफ में अभी?
अभी जो मेरा मम्मी के तरफ है वो दैट इज द ओनली प्यार, एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आई फॉरगॉट एंड मैनेज द वर्ड इन द रिलेशन.
थैंक यू. We are only loving her. Your papa was only loving and that's why I was getting blessings.
Yeah. Yes.
Shabash. Chaliye. Anybody else who would like to look at their life in a different way? And we are already at 11:34, so I can work with one more person, and then I want to give you a little bit about how to interpret the dreams. Rather than just looking at Google and looking at all the sheets and then trying to sort it out, those are the meanings that others have for it. And there's a lot of grantha written. Can you really memorize everything? If you want to, you can go and have a look. That's a quick fix. But dreams are our dreams. जैसे आपने ये कपड़े आपने पहने हैं, किसी और ने नहीं. आपकी जिंदगी आपने जी है, किसी और ने नहीं. The clothes that you are wearing. The life that you are living, you are living, not somebody else. So when I interpret your dreams, I have to relate it to your life, not to someone else's life. Anybody else who wants to interpret her dream or his dream? Surekha, Sunita, Beena ji, Rashmi, Parul, Mona. Any doubts anybody has? एकदम pin drop silence है. क्या हुआ? Feel like singing that song. ये क्या हुआ? कैसे हुआ? Hello, जागो. Okay.
हेलो, मुझे एक पूछना था डॉक्टर अनु.
Yes, tell me.
नॉट जनरलाइज में पूछना है कि कभी कभी हम लोग को सपोज कोई पर्सन के बारे में या कुछ दिखता है, सो आफ्टर सम टाइम्स it will get happen with any one of the family members.
Geeta, this is a very good question. She's asking, when we dream again and again about certain people, does that really seem that it will happen? There are people who feel, yes, that will happen, and there are people with whom it never happens. So there is no hard and fast rule. So Geeta ji, in my case, whenever I have dreamt, I see things ahead of time. So there are people who see things ahead of time. There are people who are caught up in a story for a very long time. It's a trauma that you have registered. Like Paulina had registered a trauma long back when she went to meet a friend, and that has got stuck somewhere. And वो वाला trauma को निकालते to deal with that trauma probably takes a lifetime, because it becomes a lifetime story. In your case, you are stuck with responsibility and love, and in between the conflict is like this. मैं प्यार करूं कि मैं choice करूं. And in that, your understanding of love is कि अगर मैं प्यार करती हूं, if I love, then I have to be so responsible, so committed, that I have to become the shadow of the person. Becoming a shadow of a person is how you interpret love. So अगर हम बार बार किसी को देखते हैं, like we see things again and again, we need to understand there is something that is happening that is switching in and out of your head. Now the same dream can have different interpretations at different times. तो क्या हर ड्रीम सच हो जाएगा? It is not necessary like this. It is your dreams are talking to you. They are telling you something. They're telling you to sort out something, or they're telling you to move ahead. But we get stuck because we make a choice, because we are scared to take another path. We are scared to go out and love. Yes, Paulina. Yes, Paulina. Please come in. Please unmute yourself, Paulina. Please unmute yourself, Paulina.
I have requested, like, you have to unmute yourself.
Please unmute yourself, Paula.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No problem.
Anyway, the thing is, I never really dreamt about my deceased parents. It didn't seem like, more lately, not often. I just wondered what it meant if you're suddenly, dreaming about deceased parents. It's been so many years, it strikes me as odd because it's so long-term memory, and it's nothing that I can analyze in terms of my current life. And it isn't like, it's just very odd, whatever it is. I don't get what the purpose of the dream is, unless it's just a composite of old thoughts just roaming around.
Could you please put down the dream in the chat, and I will connect with Beena and come back to you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's come to Beena. Beena ji, please come.
Yes, Anuji, I wanted to ask that sometimes we see in our dreams the people who have passed away.
That's exactly what Paula is asking. Yes.
Yeah, so what is the significance of, and not all of them, but one or two people who are very close to us?
Have you had a dream like this?
Yes.
Okay, can you talk about that dream?
Yeah, this one dream I would like to say that one of my friends who was very close to me, she passed away 2 years back.
Mhm.
And the day she passed, the night she passed, she came in my dream in the morning. And
Mhm.
I was not knowing that she has passed away. And then after that, I came to know, and I had gone there also. But then in these 2 years, many times she has come in my dreams.
Okay.
Sometimes she is crying, sometimes she is laughing,
Okay.
sometimes we are together.
Very good. Can I, Beena ji, ask you how close was the relationship that you had with your friend?
Yeah, she was very close, like a sister to me.
Okay. When someone's sister goes away, and if she was exactly like your sister, were there times when she laughed with you, cried with you in real life?
Yes.
Is that the kind of relationship you don't share with anyone else?
No, not till now.
Not till. Do you miss her dearly?
Yes, very much.
Were you able to grieve and show people or show yourself that you really miss her?
Means when she passed away and when I had gone for a funeral, I cried, but I cannot overcome that only that she has gone. Means
Right.
I have accepted.
So very good. Can you just stop with Binaji? You just said something very significant. I cannot overcome the fact that she has gone. मैं उसे ये कतई एक्सेप्ट करने को तैयार नहीं हूं कि वो चली गई। सही है मीना जी?
Means, yes, one sentence I would like to add that today also I feel that she used to stay where she used to stay. I still feel like going, and I feel that I should hug her. That
Okay. So I
means
want you to do something, Geeta ji. Sorry, Beena ji. I want you to just look at this and understand what you are doing is keeping her alive. What you are doing by dreaming of her again and again, that she's crying, she's laughing, it is you who cannot accept that she is leaving, right? Or she has left. So this is a very beautiful way in which our mind keeps people alive. आपका दिल करता है to hug her, right? You want to hug her. So
yeah, because when she went, I was not with her.
do you feel bad about it?
Yes, very much.
Okay, why were you not there with her?
She had a heart attack. She was not ill. She had an instant heart attack and she passed away.
Now I just want you to observe. Geeta Parekh said that her father went away in a minute because he was blessed.
Yeah.
Your friend went away in a minute
Yes.
because she was.
Blessed.
Thank you. Can we let her, allow her to be?
Yeah, she was really a nice soul.
Thank you so much. She was really a nice soul. She had completed her karma on this earth and she left. Okay. Can we do some completion here?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want you to go in your mind. Connect with the last time you met her before she died. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Connect with your heart, with her heart, and talk to her and tell her how important she was, or talk to her and tell her what you could not tell her on that last day. जो आपका दिल करता है कहने के लिए उनको, जो आप नहीं कह पाए, वो आप प्लीज उन्हें अभी के अभी कनेक्ट कीजिए उनके दिल के साथ और उन्हें कह डालें. Thank you, Beena ji.
Thank you.
How are you feeling when you're connecting to her and telling her?
Nice.
Can you also tell her that she is and still continues to be a very important friend to you?
Yes.
Can you also see the angels coming or God's coming and taking her to the heaven?
Yes.
Allow her to go. Allow her to go. When you tell her she will always be your friend. You can also say to her that you're very sorry that you were not there for her. How are you feeling, Beenaji?
Bit light.
Good. People go away, we hold a lot of things up our chest. Okay, what can make you feel lighter? Beenaji, what can make you feel
Yes.
lighter?
So her thoughts which come to my mind, I should not keep on in my heart.
Very
Means
good.
I should keep her memories, but not her
And
existence.
can we keep the love that you had for her in your heart
Yes,
rather than keeping these thoughts in your heart?
yes,
Expand your heart. Allow your heart to be filled with lots and lots of love. Bring in the color of love. The color of love that you think can connect you with her, even beyond lifetimes. See that color falling all over you, in your heart. See that color of peace covering your entire body. You're very fortunate to have such a good friend, because when we love people, they always stay in our heart. Even when they're not there, they're always there in our heart. And we are blessed that we can always keep them in our heart.
yes,
So, with the same feeling that you have right now, send
yes,
that love to wherever she is now. And send that same love to so many people who need it, who are alive and don't feel alive. Take a deep breath, slowly open your eyes and come back. How are you feeling? What can be new beliefs over here?
I'm feeling good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Paula has written that she's shopping, maybe Macy's, and she has decided that she did walk out in white or gold dot coat, seeming too easily, deciding to take another coat and went through the door. Okay, so here Paula is talking about her mom and dad. Could it be that, Paula, that you really miss them in any way? I'm coming to you, Ruchika.
That has nothing to do with the parents. That was the first part of a dream. Uh, and then I didn't get to finish it. So, anyway, some guy who looks familiar arrests me with handcuffs. So I know I'm guilty. And at some point I've decided to plead guilty and I know that I'm going to jail. And I'm thinking about how I can't tell anybody about it at all. And I want to tell somebody. And then I guess I think of this girl I know. And of course, I cannot find her phone number. Then I'm telling the police officer that I'm going. It's a long dream. It just goes on and on. I
Does
don't know.
it
So
sound
long.
similar to being caught up in the telephone booth and being stuck there?
Um, it is definitely being stuck. My dreams are almost always incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. And
So
could it be also that the themes are quite overlapping, that you're trying to call them or they are trying to call you and you cannot connect with them?
well, not in this case. In this case, I acted out something such as stealing, and I'm getting caught.
Have
And
you ever
now
got
I'm
caught
feeling
in have you ever got caught in stealing?
I did.
So that's another trauma that's got stuck there. We really
Okay.
need to be looking at this in an elaborate way, and I will need more time. I really apologize.
Okay.
It's 11:49, and if I pick
Oh,
this
go
up
ahead.
right now, yes. But the theme seems to be you're stuck, you're guilty, you're not able to tell people who care for you, are not able to reach you, or you're not able to reach them. So there seems to be an underlying conflict going on, Paula, and it
Mhm.
can be resolved. It
And
can
it
be.
can't be resolved?
Pardon?
You said it cannot be resolved?
It can be resolved.
Oh, it can be. Okay.
There is nothing in this world that cannot be resolved.
Oh, really?
Really. We are
Oh.
trapped here.
Oh,
And once we are trapped here, we create stories here.
yeah.
And when from here, the stories have already reached here, or they're trapped here and stories reach here, because we are emotionally feeling about something, and then it reaches here, and in the middle of the night, we are dreaming, we are replaying to find solutions.
Yeah. I see.
And
it.
then we cannot find a solution because we are caught up in our belief system and trapped here. That's when the dreams are happening again and again so that we can find a way out. The point is, the question that you need to all of you ask yourself is, do you really want to find a way out? Does Geeta really want to go out of the country to USA where she needs more than 15 days, considering that her mom is not well? Do you really want a way out? Most of us want a way out, but have something else that is a priority. And we cannot let go of that. And we are stuck in this conflict. Should I choose this or should I choose this? And if we make a choice, we feel guilty about it. So guilt is a very, very strong emotion, extremely strong emotion. And this strong emotion can make us find a solution and let us go and in our head round and round. Yes, Ruchika. How are you doing?
I'm good. I was having my nice food in Dhoop. So I missed your session. Is it about dreams? Are you talking about dreams analysis?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yes. So ma'am, मेरा एक quality है कि मैं जितना भी कई बार खराब dreams देखो, I forget. जैसे उठती हूँ, I forget. But कोई you know subconscious में probably 2011 से I have not been you know physically satisfied. So those kind of dreams do come. And
talking about exotic dreams. Yes.
Yes.
Again.
And that also with the husband and things like that, because that desire is, you know, there.
Thank you so much, Ruchika, for bringing that up. You're not only bold, but beautiful. I want everybody to get our desires are shown to us in many, many ways. In many, many ways. We somehow get up in the morning and shut the desires back into the box. Because we have a moral radar of what is right and what is wrong. And this moral radar of what is right and what is wrong navigates us to do things or take actions which may have got nothing to do with what we want. Thank you so much, Ruchika, for bringing that up. You're always beautiful. Okay, so we are at 11:53. Let's go to the last slides. Any questions here, guys?
Dr. Anu, possible to do tarot because long back we have not done. Is it possible?
Today I haven't removed my box out. There's nothing sitting out here. Otherwise, I would have definitely done for you. Until unless it's okay with you guys for me to open my cupboard and remove the box. Okay, so I'm going to get up. And sorry for this. You might see my cupboard right behind full of books, and that's okay.
Thank you so much.
You're always welcome.
Because yesterday only I thought that since long not done.
Okay, so your wish. So we're going to use dolphin cards today. And we're going to look at the dolphins. They're very subtle, very beautiful cards, and they're not tarot cards, they're angel cards. And I'm going to remove cards for everyone. We have 11:54. Agam, please do stop me in next 2 minutes because we have to read out the last slides. Thank you. Let's start with Ruchika. Ruchika, you need to hear more music and be more fluid and be more relaxed. That's for you. Paulina, this is for you.
Thank you.
Paula,
Thank
this is for you. It says you're ready to take the actions that you need to. So get ready, set yourself a goal and go ahead, like get set up. Just go ahead and do what your heart desires rather than asking yourself, should I do it? Should I not do it? Nothing is going to happen. And right now, the card says it's a perfect moment for you to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. So don't stop yourself, just do it. Agam, this is for you. It says stay optimistic, always stay optimistic. Do not go down the way of being negative. This is for Geeta Parekh. Geeta ji, look at the synchronicity in which the things are happening. बार बार जो चीजें इकट्ठी हो रही हैं. Your prayers and questions are being answered in a synchronicity. Sorry, I can't pronounce that word anymore. In a synced way, and notice them in order to increase their flow. So notice कीजिए कि बार बार ये dream क्यों आ रहा है और क्या चीज आपको छोड़नी पड़ेगी. Mona Dugal, this is for you. You need to protect yourself, Mona Dugal. You need to stop thinking that you have to protect the whole world. Allow the love to come in your life. This is for Parul. You know, I'm going to say, hey, if you don't keep your videos on, I'm not reading for you. Parul, this is for you. Whatever you're dealing with, Parul, you need an expert. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to see everybody's face. Rupal, you need to accept heaven's help. You need to let the universe help you. Beena ji, this is for you. Again, for you also. Accept heaven's help. Beena ji, दुनिया में भगवान भी कुछ है. उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा भरोसा करें. So others have got their videos shut, so no reading for you guys.
It's fine.
Incentive for the class.
हाँ, फिर क्या शक्ल दिखाओ.
Nice.
Tick one, tick tick two, tick tick three. चलिए मोना जी. मोना जी, फ्रेंडशिप करना सीखें. दोस्तियां करें, लड़ाइयां मत करें. बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको दोस्ती चाहिए. Juhi, that's for you. So let me get you in the forefront. Juhi, you need to get out of this feeling. You're really worth it. You need to tell yourself, I'm an amazing human being. Thank you. Sunita ji, कहाँ जाइएगा, है ना. देखिए, मस्ती का टाइम है. अपनी तो पाठशाला, मस्ती की पाठशाला. आप सीरियस होके बैठ गए पीछे. ज्योत्सना, कितने दिनों के बाद शक्ल नजर आ रही है. कैसे कैसे छुपते हो आप लोग. This is the time to think and observe rather than taking action. So allow yourself to think, don't take action, observe, and then do what you have to do. So give yourself time. Rupal, yes, I hope I've read for everyone. Okay, Rupal. You need to start empowering yourself, Rupal. कुछ ऐसा करना शुरू करें जिसमें आपका दिल लगे. कुछ ऐसा करना शुरू करें जिसमें प्यार हो, ताकि आपकी लाइफ और पावरफुल हो जाए और बढ़िया सी हो जाए. चलिए, we have come to 11:59, 58. We have 2 minutes and the last slides for you all to go. Please put down in the chat box how you found today's session. I really want to know, because this was a little offbeat topic, something that we pick up very rarely. How did you find this kind of interpretation? Because it's not the typical interpretation of going on the Google and picking up the symbols. That is applicable, but what's more important is how is it connected to your life?
I just saw you flash through something that said, oh God, what you just flashed through, where did you get, are those all your classes?
I will pull out another one for you. You are being helped is what Paula the card is saying.
Me too. One more for me last. Lalchi ho rahe.
There's a treasure hunt waiting for you, Ruchika.
Oh
Allow
yes,
opportunities to come your way. Yes, Paula.
I wanted to hear that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so keep the conversation going and you can watch the recorded session. You can find related classes by clicking explore. Check your email and the lounge for notes, and to give class feedback. I would really appreciate if you would give me the feedback for today's session, because your feedback helps me to navigate and explore new topics and bring them to you. Share your experience, hashtag it. If you share it on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on the social media handles, and hashtag it with Get Set Up, at Get Set Up, social at Get Set Up. If you want to host an interest group, please contact help@getsetup.io. So that was it for today, and we are going to meet again day after. That is on Thursday, and we will be looking at a meditation for eyesight, meditation for better vision. And so that's what we're going to be doing at 11 Indian Standard Time on Thursday morning with me. Thank you so much. So
American time.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Agam. Thank you, Agam.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Very nice. Nice to be with you.
Nice to be with you, and I would love to be your friend. Thank you.